I took a stroll in a forest that used to be a timber forest, literally called Mastbos or pole forest. But now the management of the forest has completely changed, so they try to bring more diversity in the forest because it was a monocrop of pine trees. They bring in a lot of diversity by clear cutting pieces and organizing the wood on top of the soil, bringing in diversity, bringing in a real forest. It's nice to see syntropic principles at work. Very nice classroom for syntropic agroforestry students. In the classroom of the forest, nature is our teacher. A nice example here also. This is very interesting again. Look here, what's happening here. Look here, how close they grow next to the bigger one, the mother tree. Look at the organic material organized around the tree. A lot of food here, a lot of nutrients that will be made available by microbacterial life and also fungi. A lot of organic material. I don't know the name in English, but this is a berry, an edible berry, blueberry. We call them woodberries or bosbes. And there are other berries. I forgot the name in English too, but we call them bramen. Look here again, nice examples. So it is definitely low strata, those blueberries. This is the other berry I mean, called bramen. I think there might be a middle strata, medium. Stratas again. Even in a Dutch forest, the soil is covered with thick layers of mulch provided by the forest itself. You see a lot of leaf material, a lot of fungi. These are the fungi. See? And we go deeper. Some roots. We're still in the mulch before we reach the humus. And here we see humus between the leaves and the organic material. This is how a natural forest does it. Don't try to bypass nature, nature knows best. No bare soil, look how nature organized the ground cover. Ferns, protecting the soil from sunburn, from evaporation of water. An enormous source of recycling of energy, nutrients. Very nice for example. No bare soil. I'm quite sure that the management of this forest is very much aware of also syntropic principles, maybe not by name, but they organize it like, see, all the organic material has been put back on the soil. While creating a lot of disturbance, they create a new forest. Here you can see the beginning, and there you see how it evolves. Smaller trees, then the bigger trees, and then at last we got the biggest trees. You see how they organize it, a lot of organic material, on purpose. Before they used to take away this kind of branches and logs, but now they organize it around on top of the soil. So it's bringing the forest to the next stage, more diversity, more accumulation of energy. This is syntropy, syntropic principles. A lot of energy organized here on the soil. There's a lot of chopping and dropping going on, makes this forest regenerating, rejuvenating, and prevents senescence. Look how all this organic material has been organized on top of the soil. Chop and drop in action. The Dutch forest. Very good management. Interesting to see. There's a little piece being cleared in the forest. You see enormous growth impulse. So the culverts are as usual, but look here. Open space in the forest, enormous growth impulse. And in layers, you see. Imagine the summer is completely green. Another small open spot. A lot of diversity, not only pine trees. These also. You see, first pioneering mosses and trees. Shrubs are also in between them. Even edible shrubs. Very densely growing. Ferns. This is why it started, because of the cutting of this tree. You see now a lot of growth impulse. This is what we imitate also. This is a form of organized destruction. Another interesting piece of forest. Clear cut, open space, and a lot of diversity going on. Like a race of growth, an immense force of growth. Here we can see a very nice example of how close the trees are growing next to each other. Exactly what we do also in Syntropic agroforestry. Look, this pine tree and this other birch tree. So these two pine trees very close to each other. Don't worry about spacing your trees so close to each other. The nature operates the same way, the very same way. You see? Very close. And not all of them will survive, but in this stage they support each other. And look there, on the other side of this water, this small lake, you see how the trees are organizing themselves. I'll show it more clearly when I can reach there. You see? Very close. Another nice example of 1 meter spacing and a smaller one in half in between them. This is a meter. This tree and this another pine tree. Different variety. Very close to each other, no problem at all. And this one in the middle. So this one is growing like 50 centimeters from the others. Here you see a nice example of how a forest organizes itself in the initial stage, pioneering stage. You see these moss, grasses and also shrubs growing. When the forest has been cleared, like here, this is how nature regenerates itself. A lot of organic material on the soil, a lot of marsh, as pioneering plants. You can imitate this in placenta, mineral placenta. Another nice example here. Look how close these trees are growing next to each other. Look, these two. Look, the organic, how the soil has been organized by the nature. No bare soil, completely covered with mulch. A very big layer, maintaining the water levels, we prevent from drying out. Also, an ideal habitat for fungi and bacteria. We imitate this in Syntropic agroforestry. Some more nice examples of spacing between trees. Generally it's about 1 meter between each other. Very nice to see. This is natural. Look these two different varieties. Look how they grow together. See some more nice examples. Look at the soil, how it's been covered with organic material. This is how a forest organizes itself. Look here. 1 meter spacing in between. And look at this part of the forest. How these trees are organizing themselves. You see, after a clear cut there's a lot of growth. The trees don't mind their space, you know. Very close. Like 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters from each other. This we imitate also in Syntropic agroforestry. And then there's also shrubs, different kind of moss growing. Nice examples. And then here, the other side, the same principle, but with pine trees now. Very close to grow, they grow together. Nice example of natural stratification. Succession in action. First the ferns, then the berries, parama, and then the trees. Very nice example. See? Very nice example. Layers in the forest. Every space has been occupied. From pioneering hay, younger trees, and there we go in succession, time and space. And of course this is a forest in the middle of the winter, and so when we in the summer these trees would all have leaves, then you see the stratas more clear. And now you can see different layers in the forest. It's not one single layer. It means that the forest is healthy. There's also a nice example there. So in the summer, in the spring, there will be a lot of herbs growing here also to complete the stratas, to fulfill the lower strata. Here we see a more or less unnatural situation. Monocrop of pine trees only. Most definitely planted by humans, and you see they allow no other trees. No other trees are allowed in this forest, and also the acidification of the soil prevents other plants to grow. And the soil is completely shaded here. Remember, this is a forest in which I used to come a lot of times. As a youth and also as a teenager. Even as a grown-up, as an adult. 10 years ago I was every day to be found in this forest. I never understood why they were cutting down this forest, but now I understand. With my syntropic knowledge I understand, because look how it used to be a monoculture forest with tree here and there, and now they're organized by nature itself, just by applying natural organized destruction. Look, I used to come here a lot of times. These are one of my favorite spots. At that time I didn't understand why they did cut it. Look how nice it became here. What a water reservoir. Let me get a little bit close to the water. A lot of water has been harvested here. Very nice to see again. Last time I saw this was completely dry. With all this rejuvenation technology that has been practiced here, water is been harvested.